Recording. Hello guys, good morning. And this is the second class of CSS, but I'm going to repeat again, right? So I'm going to repeat the whole CSS and how it is different from HTML and all that. So in HTML, what happened, right? Any website you're gonna see, any website, okay? What is let's say Amazon.com, right? Maybe. So any website you see, you can see only some kind of text, some see heading, maybe navigation bar, all that, right? Whatever the text displayed here is just the HTML, okay? HTML. Now the design, color, buttons, I mean, there is HTML and the CSS is attached to the HTML, right? To give a different look, like basically to add the different like a basically make it improve the style, right? Improve the looks, okay, with CSS. So CSS and HTML are two different things, right? CSS add the styling to the HTML. Okay, HTML is like a building, right? Just structure. This is just a raw structure. When you are creating a cat app, right, it is just a structure. Okay, even in your pancake, when you are creating pancake page, what was that? It's just the HTML structure, right? That is HTML. Okay, the CSS will make it look nicer, right? Prettier. Okay, so that's what CSS is. Cascading style sheet, right? Means you are adding the style to the index page or any HTML page. Okay, so let's just give me a second. I will create this index page and I'm gonna add CSS now. I will call it style.css here, and I will link my CSS file, right? So just call it basic CSS and link enter and dot slash. I will connect my style sheet. That's it. And this is the heading one, right? uh, Learning responsive design is not that difficult. Okay, so this is heading tag. So what I said, right, everything is box, even body is box, right? In the body, if there is no text, it will be like a balloon without air. Okay, like remember when you go buy balloon, right, there is no air. It's just the thin shrink to the like a it not exist, right? Okay, that's the body. Okay, same thing. If I go live view, what gonna happen? Just try to understand what I'm saying, right? The concept. Okay, just don't look at this HTML only, right? You look at the whole picture. What you see here is the web screen. This is a white box, is a screen. This is a screen. This is not a body, right? The body starts from here. Now the just right now the body, if I'll select body, right, uh let's give it a border of 2 pixel solid red. Okay, that is the body right now. Body, that's the red box is a body right now. It's not the whole screen. Whole screen is the media, right? Media means the device where you are viewing the website. Maybe mobile device, maybe TV, maybe laptop, maybe desktop, whatever, right? The screen is the device. The body is the place where you're going to display your text, right? But right now there is only little text. So that's the only area body has, right? It will grow later on, right? If I remove this text, let's comment this out, right? I will comment and see the body is without, like a balloon without air, right? Just one line. That is the body. And it's gonna grow, right? It's gonna grow when you start adding the text. Okay, so just remember that. So that happened for every element. Okay, every element is the same situation, right? It does not have its own size. There is an element but it does not have any size height, width, I mean nothing, right? We add now, we add the height, we add the width. They will start as a line, right? Single line. Okay, when you add the like a border, then it will appear, right? Because I have given border how much, like 2 pixel, correct? 2 pixel border, right? If you look at here in my CSS, so let me close this. If you go here, right, 2 pixel border, that's why you see that red border. Okay. Now let's basically we are going to learn about CSS, so let's go back right here. So what you have to do when you start learning CSS, just come to our CSS folder, right? From when you open this VS code, just click on CSS, okay, and it will bring you here the readme file. There is a first class video, okay, just right click, open that video, you can watch. Okay, now the definition: CSS stands for cascading style sheet. CSS describes how HTML elements are to be displayed on the screen, paper, or in other media. Means you can define the CSS in such a way, right? It will perfectly fit in every screen size. Even while printing, you can write CSS to fit in the printing page as well perfectly. Okay, so that is also work with CSS. So screen, display screen means any laptop or maybe desktop or let's say mobile, whatever, right? Screen or in any other media. All right. CSS saves a lot of time, means using CSS we can save a lot of time for styling multiple web pages. Okay, if you have multiple web pages, right, you can use the same CSS to style them, because you are creating something. Let's say you are creating a header, right, nav bar, that can be used in all the page, so you don't have to write CSS every time. Okay, you write once and can be applied to all the nav bar. You can store the CSS outside, right? Means external file. So we have right now external file. This one is external file. So you can define CSS in 3 different places, right? Outside, that is external. Inside, that is internal. So this is the tag, right? The element, style element, and you can write the CSS also. Okay, so CSS, right? So basically I can select h1 and give background, right? Background color red. Okay, so look at here, see, so you can use that as well. The next one is inline, right? How you gonna do the inline style? Let's go down. Inline style will be I'm moving too much, right? So maybe you cannot see it properly. Let's here within the element. Okay, so you just have to call the now when you add something to the element, that becomes attribute now. Okay, attribute. So style, and then I'm going to say background color, right? Background color blue. So now the red will be changed to blue, because which come first, right? So for this element, this is the nearest one, right? The style within the element inline is the nearest one, so it will be the effect. This will take effect. Okay, above that one is this style, right? So that is the second, and the final outside is here. If I bring this down, right, then this will become second, and style, this style will become the third. Okay, sorry, I put in the wrong place. That will be outside here. So now this become the last one, this second, and this is the first, right? See, this is the nearest, and above this is this link. Okay, and above that one is this one. So if you have the same style in 3 different places, right, this one has the highest precedence. If it will not come from here, then it will look for inside this one. If you cannot find here, then it will go up only right here. Okay, so that's how the precedence means which style will be applied. But normally you're not going to use all this, right? But just remember, this is inline, internal, inline, and the external link. Okay, this is, so let's delete that one for now. We're just going to use external, right, and clean this up. So the next point, right now you know what is CSS. Next point is how you select. Basically in CSS file, right, you're going to select the element, any element, that is called selector. So there is different way you can select. Okay, so there is class id name. So this is called name selector. HTML is what? The HTML is the HTML is the element, and each HTML has a name, right? Let's say h1. H1 is the name for that heading 1 element. H2 is the name for the heading 2 element. Any element you take, that is the name for that element. If I say p, that is the paragraph. If I say index, sorry, input, that is name for the input element. If I say, just take it any element, okay, that is the name, and you call the name and apply, right? So the problem with the name now, let's say you have h1 10 h1 in your page, and you put h1, you want to have different style for h1, right? And if you do h1, then the same style will be applied to all the h1. But how you going to differentiate? Then that is the second way, right? Selector. Okay, before that, you look at here the way you can write your CSS. Select the name, name selector, curly bracket, property. So what kind of style you want? Style is the property, right? Color or text align. So we're going to learn about all this property. Okay, and there is a value. Every property and value is separated with semicolon. That's it. That is what you have to, this, remember this diagram, just put in your mind, right? The selector may be different, you can select differently, that is okay, but the way you're going to write CSS is same, curly bracket, property and value. That's it. So you declare the property, and property, basically you declare, right? Declaration. So this is the whole thing is called declaration, that is property plus value, property colon value. So now how you going to select a different way? There will be ID selector. Okay, ID selector, right? So when you have ID selector in CSS, you will just put hashtag paragraph para1. This is the ID name, right? So something like this. So let's say ID, right? ID equal to, I will call it h1, right? That's okay, you can call any name. So to select this heading 1 with ID name, I can just go here and call it hashtag heading 1, and I can change background color to blue, right? Blue. It change, see it changed blue, right? Already, correct? Because I have removed some style from there. No more style, there is no more style, inline style. So this coming from here, ID. If I do the class, right, let's say there is another one, class. If I do class h1, then it will not work, right? Then I have to change this to dot is the class. Okay, remember that when you have class name, you use dot and the name of the class, and it will work. So now you have learned name selector, ID selector, class selector. Okay, so here, right, see the class selector, same thing, start with dot. Okay, universal selector. So there will be universal selector, and we used to reset our page, right? I told you before also. The universal selector is the star curly bracket, and we just put margin 0, padding 0, right? And box sizing border box. So always remember to put this thing, right? You're gonna learn about the this is called reset. Okay, so universal means you are selecting all the element, right? All the element who has some margin, padding, means you selecting basically all the element, and browser gives some default margin and padding to the element. Okay, so what happened now? By doing this, no matter what margin padding browser is giving by default, right, we have set that to 0. So now we're going to apply our own margin. Okay, we're going to give our own margin and padding. So now look at here, right, this box already moved to the top corner. Before there was some space, right? Now it moved. I can show you. Okay, just give me a second. Let's go back here, right? So I'm going to comment this out and save, and look at there. It just expand because heading 1 has some margin padding, the body also have something. So see, if I undo that and save again, see, so everything is gone. That is called reset. So that this is a universal selector. Okay, so similarly, right, that is universal selector. Grouping of the HTML, right? Grouping of selector. Just imagine, right? Just look at here. This is heading 1 and you apply this CSS, right? Text align center, color red. You select heading 1. You have heading 2, text align center, color red. Same style, right? Heading paragraph, text align center, color red. Same style, see? So why you gonna repeat the same style 3 times? Why? No need, right? So you do this heading 1, heading 2, paragraph, and apply the same one line. Okay, so that is called grouping of the selector. If there is same style for multiple item or multiple element, you just select that in one line. Okay, just group it together. That is fine. Okay, so here you can read, right, CSS rules, how you gonna, the element selector, multiple basically grouping of selector. Now there is descendant, right? Descendant selector means you can select, let's say in your page, right, there are many paragraph, but you want to apply some style to the paragraph of one of the container, one of the box. So the select the box name and the paragraph. So example will be like this. Let's go back here and we're gonna make one div, right, and call it box. Okay, class box, right, and here is a p tag, and I'll just give little text, right, maybe 10. Okay, so what I will do, I'm gonna apply let's say here is also paragraph, right, outside of the box also. Okay, lorem, I'll give 20. Okay, so if I go right and select the p tag here, p tag, normally p tag, and I put a color, right, only color to orange. Okay, and save, and you're gonna see the different now. See all the p tag, right, because you don't see the because there is a box also, div is a box, right? There is 2 paragraph, but right now you don't see. Okay, don't see, right, because all the paragraph is orange, color orange. Now what I will do, right, I will select the box. Let's say the box div class box, and it has a p tag, so I want to give this or make it red. Okay, so I will go select div, either this div, right, and I'll say p tag color red, save. Now see that paragraph become red, right, in the div. Okay, I have a class name also, right, so I can do this one also. I can say dot box and p, same thing. Okay, so maybe right, you want to select the, maybe there are many div and maybe all the div has paragraph, but you want to select someone with the class name box or maybe ID name box paragraph, and then apply this different style. So that's what you're going to do, right? If you have only one div, it's okay, you can just use div name. So you have to think, right, the logic, and that will come after practice later on, right? So but just understand this for now basically. Okay, so that now there is color, right? Color, background color, all that, so you can apply, background color. Basically color will be just this color. This is the name of the color. You have different way to write color, right? RGB, red, green, blue, hex code, HSL, RGBA, SSLA. So we're gonna check that later, when in our projects. So there is different way of writing the color. Even you can change this, right? Let's say this is a hex code. I can say F82389. There is 6, right? 6 value, something like that. 6 value, right? So that is the color I got. Okay, so if I change now, see, that's the color, right? That is hex. One was name hex. There will be RGB, right? RGB, red, green, blue. So it start from, let's say it start from 0 225 to 236, something like that. Okay, let's put, so it will be 255 until 255, right, like that. Okay, so see, we get this color, right? So if you move, it will change. See that? Just changing, right? That is our red, green, and blue color. So we can change, bring it to here, different. So now the red is changing, right? Red is changing. So if I go down all the way, right, red become 20204 and the rest become 39. So there is a combination. Okay, so I think some of you have already good idea on color. So that's fine. So that's how you change, right, the color. Okay, see, now see, the highest red is 255, that is the highest one, right? If you go 0, that is what, black. Okay, right? And if you go white, right, it will be 250, the highest 255, 255, 255 is the white. So red, green, blue is 255 value, that is white. If you go all the way down 000, that is black. If you go all the down here, what is this, is black, right? If you go all the way here, that is red. Okay, so that's how the color RGB applied. So just remember RGB and hex code and the name, right, for now. Okay, so even you can get hex if you click here, right? So what will be the hex for this one? Just click here and see, that's the hex code. Okay, for that color. If I change now, right, so hex will be changing now. See, so F, the complete white is 6F and the black is 60, right? See, so that's how it works. Okay, all right, so that was the color, right? So today we're gonna start, I mean, that's what we talked yesterday. Okay, there was some more you can watch in the video. I think that will give you enough idea. We talk about some background properties in that class, right, yesterday. So there is background color, then you can how you can attach background image, and when you have background image property, right, you're gonna add some of these also properties. Okay, so you just watch that video and you will get idea. Okay, and I will be repeating in the in projects when we do, right? So let's not worry. Today what I want to do now, right, in today class, because I want to do something about the box model. Okay, so let's talk about the box model now. So what is the box model, right? Every element is a box. And why I said box? Because every element has the content size, the width of the content, width, right? I mean, if the element is a box, just imagine the wooden box, right? You're gonna have a height, width. Okay, height and width. So there is a width, the width of the content. So how we measure the height and width of the box? That's the point, right? So there is a four thing we have to consider: margin, border, padding, and content. So this apply to all the element. If you just think about h1, right, one element for now, just take it consideration of one element, h1, and same concept apply to any element in the HTML. So when you are dealing with HTML, just remember it has the element is the box and it has something there to measure the size. So we have to understand. Okay, so margin, and also you look at the clock, that clock, right, how the clock move clockwise. So margin top, clock will move from the top 90-degree, right, go to the what is that, 90, then maybe you add 30 here, right, 120, something like that. But clockwise, go clockwise, margin top, margin right, margin bottom, margin left. We start from margin top, margin right, margin bottom, margin left. So margin is outside of border. Look at here, right, the color margin is outside of border. Then there is border, then there is padding inside, right, padding is inside. And then the white box, white is the content area, content width and height. Okay, so just look at this, pay attention and try to understand. Just think, right, the box, the div or basic h1 is the box, or any element is a box. So when I say box, okay, let's imagine, right? Box, there is a border, right? Border. Imagine. So if there is outside of border is what? Margin. Outside of area. Okay, just keep some margin, right? Keep some margin. Means there is a border, the line, keep some margin outside. Right? And inside the border is padding. Okay. And then there is a width and height of the content. Correct? Yes. Sorry. I thought something is there. Right. Okay. Someone knock on my door, right? Sorry about that. Let's continue. So, that's what we have to think, right? The box model means margin, border, padding, and content. So we will check now, right? How we're gonna create margin, border, padding, content, and we will just check with couple of element. Okay. So let's go back to our page and let's continue. So what I will do now, I'm gonna remove all this for now, right? Let's remove this. Okay, let's keep it, no problem. We just look at the h1, right? H1 tag. So because of the universal selector, we have universal selector, right? Right now it's just touching on the top of the corner. Okay. See? And the header, right? This header, the header tag does not have anything right now. Okay? It does not have anything. I mean, there is a size, right? There is a width. Okay. The header is moving all the way from left to the width is completely from left to the right corner of the screen. That is the width, right? So how we gonna make this, right? I mean, this width will be shrink, automatically. It is flexible. Okay, when the page shrink, let's see, this is just moving, right? See, let's move. The width can move, right, as the page grow and shrink. Just imagine that, just think that, right? It will move, but it's our job, right? How you gonna control that text? So we will learn all that in our design from next week. But the thing is, box model, right? So let's talk about the margin, border, padding, and width. Okay, so let's talk about that one. So I will take this h1 tag and let's add something. So I'll just do the class h1, right? So that will be dot h1. So what we said, there will be margin, right? Margin. So we're just gonna learn about margin just now. Just give me a second. But I will put margin 20 pixel just now, right? 20 pixel. And look at here. Look at that, right? So now the box just move out. Okay. I mean, they just grow, right? We don't see how it grow, right? So before margin, we're gonna add some border and see how it has moved out. Okay, let's try to save this because I want you to see, right, exactly how it is moving. Border 5 pixel, solid red. Okay, not red. Let's give it green, right? It will be different than the our box. So look at here. See that the green border is touching the body, right? Start from the left top corner. Always the element will start from the parent element left top corner. Okay, means basically it will start from the left side of the body. I mean, basically the parent element, maybe body, maybe sometimes will be different container. Okay, so that's what you see now, right? And now let's remove this margin comment and save. Look at there. So there is 20 pixel margin on the left, right, bottom, the top, right, bottom, and left. 20 pixel margin. See, it just move, right? So that is exactly what that is the header. And now we see the border, right? A 5 pixel border and 20 pixel margin. So what is padding now, right? So we saw margin, we saw border. Padding is inside the border, right? So let's do the padding now. Padding, I will put 20 pixel, or maybe make it 50 pixel, okay? So pixel, right? Let's make it big. So look at that. So now the h1 tag has grown big, right? Height is grow, left and right is grow. So see the text move, right? See how much text has moved inside. So I will just put padding top for now, right? Let's make it padding top. See, padding top is 50. If I do padding left, right? Left, then left side is 50 pixel only, right? If I do padding bottom, then save now. See, bottom size is 50 pixel. So we will learn about this different padding, right? We will check on different site later on, but for now just understand 50 pixel will apply to all side. So the box grow, okay? Okay, so now we're gonna do what? Let's change the size of the box also, right? Right now this heading one is what, from left to right, correct? But I'm gonna give a width, right? Width of 200 pixel only. See, the box now become 200 pixel. We have given the fixed width. So let's make it 300 or 400, right? Something like that. Okay, now see that the box, this heading box has become 400 width only now. 400 width, okay? The whole box size is what? 400 width. You can give it max width also, right? So what is the difference between max width and min width? Max width means it can shrink, it will shrink also, right? See, it can shrink, it will shrink, go down the 400, but in case of width it will not, right? When you have width, it is fixed like a rock, right? See, now it cannot shrink. See, it overflow now, right? See, it will not shrink, okay? It is not going to shrink, right? See, so that's why max width means maximum 400, but if you go below 400 you can go down also. So we normally, to make things responsive, we make max, right? Always max width. So now that box shrink, okay? All right, so now we understand, right, the box, what is box and how there is padding, margin. See, there is a margin, still margin 20 pixels. See that outside the all around, right? There is a space, that is margin. So in any element, if you need to separate between two, right, then you're gonna give margin. Here we have two paragraph, okay? If you want to separate between them, what are you gonna do? So you're gonna select, right? You just select the paragraph. So what, let's say P, right? Paragraph, and I will say margin bottom, right? Margin bottom, I will give 50 pixel, just bottom, right? Not all side, but bottom, right? See, now both element, both are paragraph, so both is having 50 pixel below, right? Below, okay? Means margin bottom means both has 50 pixel. If I go and give some border, then you're gonna see, right? Border 2 pixel solid orange, okay? Right now it looks like that, right? And there is a margin 50 pixel below each paragraph, but let's remove the margin for now, right? I will comment that out and check now. See, their border is touching each other, okay? And the bottom one, right, the bottom paragraph is touching the parent body border, but soon I add margin bottom to the paragraph. That means it will add 50 pixel margin. Whatever you want you can add, right? So here Control G and then save, and look at that. See, that's the margin, right? Okay, that's fine. That's the fourth thing, right, about the box model. You just read through this, understand. So how you going to measure the size? I mean, normally you don't have to measure, right? We don't have to measure the size of the box. But if you want to calculate, you have to add, right? Just add it. Okay, how you gonna add? I'll show you now here. Important that when you set the width and height of properties of an element with CSS, you just set the width and height of the content. Okay, means width and height, when you setting width and height of the element, right, that is only the content width and height, not the whole box. Now the whole box width and height will come with how? By adding, right? The total width of the element should be calculated like this: width plus left, means width of the element. So let's example, right? Look at here. This is 320 width, right? And 200 is the height. So 320 width plus height is, so we are counting the width, so we just take 300 width plus 15 padding plus 5 border, right? That is on the left side. And again, right side is 15 padding plus 5 border, and also the margin, right? You can add margin as well if you want to consider the whole thing. Just add margin as well. Maybe if you want to calculate how much my element is away from the, basically away will be like 30 pixel, right? It will away from the other element, because that is the margin. But if you want to have the width, just add all that together. So left padding plus right padding plus left border plus right border, okay, plus left margin plus right margin. You just do it like this. Okay, that is the width. And similarly the height, right, will be height plus top padding plus bottom padding plus top border plus bottom border plus top margin plus right bottom margin, right? That's how you calculate the height. But normally you don't have to do all that, right? Because there is a concept called box sizing border box. Why we implement this one, right? Because we want to have our box exact the size of the width, 300 pixel. Let's say the width of the div, right, this box is 300 pixel. Then this is the same box. Okay, this is the same, this is box content, content box and border box, right? So what we have done, border box in our box sizing border box sizing, right? Border box. So what it will do, it has the property, it has a good behavior, right? It will help us to avoid all that calculation. Okay, it will just reduce this width by itself. See, the 300 is reduced now, right, to 260. The width become 260 and the total width will be 300. So you just add now, right? 260 plus 15, 15 15 30, right? And 5 5 10. So the 30 plus 60 is what? 90, plus 10 will be 300, right? So that's it. So that's how you calculate the width, right? Margin, you forget about margin, will be outside, means just only the box size, that will be like padding, padding width, this padding, right, left and right padding and left and right border, right, will be minus from 300 width. So see, but the total thing is still 300. So 15 15 30, 260 plus 30 is how much? 290, right? And plus 5 5 10 is 300. Okay, so that's how we calculate. Once you have this border box, then our box will remain the size of the width. Whatever width you give, right, it will be exact same size, because the content will reduce by itself, but it will adjust. But if you don't provide that one, then it will be, you have to, we don't know, right? You have given the width and then you're adding the margin, padding, this that, right? Then the box will start getting messed up, it will start growing everywhere. Okay, so that's the reason for box sizing border box. That's the property to fix that problem. Whatever width you give, the box will gonna remain the same size, and we will see in during our exercise. So let's not worry about that as well. So let's talk about the margin, right? And same thing gonna apply with border, margin, padding. Okay, we saw the width and max width right there. So you guys can, what if you have time, you want to read, just right click. This will be take you to the W3 School, right? And there is, there is some styles. This is the same thing, okay? Just read through that if you want. If you don't, then leave it, okay? No need to do that. You will just gonna learn during the practice, that's fine. So it's up to you, okay? Just click on there and read through that. But now I'm going to talk about the margin, one property, right? So let's talk about margin, okay? So the margin, as I said, it's outside a box, right? So let's take this paragraph. Yeah, for now I'll delete this. So how margin work, right? Margin top, okay? The first one is, remember I said go clockwise. In margin you go clockwise, right? So margin top, let's say 50 pixel, right? Margin top. Now margin right, margin right, let's give it 20 pixel. Margin top, margin right, margin now bottom, right? Margin bottom, so give it 20 pixel. And margin left, right? Margin left, give it 30 pixel, okay? So this is four side of margin, okay? That's it, right? Same thing gonna happen for padding. Padding is inside the border, but the concept is same. Padding top, padding right, padding bottom, padding left. Same with the border, right? Border top, border right, border bottom, border left, okay? But the shorthand now, right? How you gonna write same thing in the shortcut? So if I do have paragraph here, right, and I just do margin, normally you're gonna do this, right? So if I put first one here 50 pixel, that means it will start from top, right, bottom, left, all side is 50. Now top is okay 50, right? But on the right side I want to give different, so I'll just give 20 pixel, okay? If this is a 2 now, right? Okay, so top you go right. Okay, what about bottom and left now? So when you have like this, right, this will not go left, because sorry, this is the right side, right? Top right. So right will go is opposite direction, means it will go to the left. 20 will be on left side and 50 is top, so it will go on the bottom also. It will apply on the bottom 50 and the top sorry, left and right will be 20. Okay, that's fine. So top we go right, fine. Now what about, let's say you want to have different size in the bottom, right? So bottom you want 20, then just top right bottom, give it like this, 20 pixel, 20 pixel. If you don't want, then make it 0, okay? If you don't want anything, just put it 0 like that. Means okay, bottom, top right bottom is 0, right? That's fine. What about left? You want to give 30 pixel, then put it 30 pixel here. See, so you have to go start from top right bottom left. It depends. If you have only one, it will apply all side. If you have two, you just go top right. Okay, that means this will be bottom, this will be left. Okay, top right, bottom I don't want anything, make it 0. Or if you want to add something, give it 20 pixel. It's up to you, right? So that's how the shortcut work, right? Same with the padding now. Same concept exactly, okay? So the padding will be, if you give 20 pixel, right, that will be applied all side 20 pixel. Top right, if you want right side 50 pixel, you give it right side. So now top and bottom is 20, left and right is 50 pixel. Normally, let's say you want left and right 0, then give it like that. You don't want left and right, right? Anything, just if 0, then you don't have to unit, okay? No need to put unit, okay? So you can keep it like this, is fine. The top and bottom, left and right is 0. Okay, no, top is okay, right is okay, bottom I want like 50 pixel, then I will give 50 pixel here. So this will be top and top, right, bottom. So top and bottom is this, but left and right will be 0. Remember that, top, right, bottom. So we got top and bottom, right? We don't have the left. So Is opposite, whatever is for opposite, right, that direction will take, okay, that will be affected. The left will be also 0. Just be remember that. Now if you want to add something to the left, then give it here 30 pixel, whatever you want to add, so that's how it work in the padding. So margin is sorry, border is same thing here. Okay, border, right? So the border should be exact same thing. So normally border, what I will do, right, border is small, okay. So you either you put border top, right, bottom. So what I do, normally border you're gonna need like 5 pixel, 2 pixel border, right? But border has another property like border style. So we put it solid. Then border color, let's give it orange, right? Or maybe whatever color you want. So, okay. So now let's comment this out. Oh, sorry. Comment that. Why not working? Okay. Save this. Let's check our site now, right? You see. So that's there is a margin also, there is a padding also, there is a border also, all that. Okay, but it looks little I mean, maybe for new people, right, who has not done anything with padding, margin, border, all that before, it will be difficult. But you have seen, right, you see the color. So what I want you guys to do, right, this, if you get time, just read through that, practice little bit of margin, border, padding. But let's not worry, okay, because this things is going to be repeated many times next week. And by the next end of next week, you will gonna remember all that, okay. So when you are doing the CSS, see the form, right, in FreeCodeCamp, there is a CSS also, CSS, right, in that form. So at least you're gonna have some idea now, right, and you will just follow that part. If you want, you can complete the CSS part as well. Okay, so now one more thing, let's look at now, right, one quick example before we stop. Let's say I have a button tag right here, button click here, okay, something like that. And let's go back to our page. So it looks something like, see that there is a button, click here. I want to make it some nice button, right? So how are we going to do that? So I will select now. So let's minimize this, right, and we're gonna watch. So okay, I will select now, right, I will select the button tag, and what I want to increase, right, increase this big. I will just want to make it big. So button is inline element, okay. So let's make it big first. So how are you going to make big? That's inside. I'm not going to give height and width, okay. I will just increase inside. So that is padding, right? Inside is what? Inside the border is padding. So I will make it 12 pixel left and sorry, top and bottom 12 pixel, and left and right I will make it 24 pixel. So save this. So it looks like this now, right? Okay, I'm going to give some background color, right? Background color, let's give it steel blue, okay, or maybe it's this. Okay, let's give that. So see, now you see the button has that kind of groove, right, like some kind of border there, okay. Let's say border, right, I want to remove the border to none and make it smooth, right? Yeah, so let's give a color, right, color to white text color, okay. We can increase the font size, right, font size to, let's make it 18 or maybe 18 pixel is okay. Yeah, now you want to give a cursor, right, cursor pointer, okay. So you can have a, you're not going to see now, but later on, right, when you go like remove from the responsive design, you're going to see that you want to have like some kind of radius. So border radius, right, you can give it border. So border has a lot of property. Border, you can apply border top, border right, whatever, right, but border radius also, there is a border radius like all corner, right, all the corner of the border. Let's give it 12 pixel. If I give 12 pixel, how it gonna look, right? See, it looks, but it's not good, right? So maybe 5 pixel is okay. See, it looks something like that, right? If you want to like a whole, you want to increase, right, the width. So let's say 100%. What's gonna happen now? So it just move the 100% of the box size, right? Yeah. Or you can want to display. This is inline, right? Let's make it display block. Okay, let's save this first, right? Let's save this. So I will make it display block, right? Display block means it become like a block element. Save this block element, right? Now I can put in the center also. So margin, because I want to have this margin on the left and right. So margin top and bottom is okay, 0, right? I don't want any margin, but left and right I will make it auto. I need to get in the center. So we're going to learn about this margin auto. What is top and bottom is 0, left and right auto, right? Auto means before was all the margin on the right side, and auto will divide that all margin from right equally into left and right now. So because this property is what for left and right, right? Top, right. So means margin left and right get it equally divided, and that's why the element is pushed in the center. Okay. You want to add let's say margin, you want to add some margin bottom also, right? Let's say 20 pixel. You can do that as well separately. See, okay. So see now, right? Let's tell me here. We have just learned with no color, border, background color, padding, and we have to learn font size. All that we're gonna do in next class, maybe Monday. But for now, I want you to understand today, right? Just take today class. Just what you want to take away for today class is box model, padding, margin, right, and border. Box, how the box model work. Every element is a box, and every element has a padding, margin, border, and the width of the content. Okay, just write down in a notebook, draw image, and just remember where is the margin, where is the padding, where is the border, and what is the width of the content, how it should look, right? Something like that. Okay, that is the things you're going to remember from today, or maybe this is what you should know from today class. Okay, so yeah, so thank you very much. I will stop here now, and we're going to talk about the rest. I will put this video link in our I will just attach it. The link will be here, right? We have video 1. I will attach below this the second video. So thank you.